Welcome back to another episode of the Mclaren build. We're going to dive into the angle kit a bit more today. So before scanning it, we did some measurements and we did the first version of the angle kit because we wanted to adjust the caster. The pickup points was a bit different, things were touching, so we did a second and then we scanned it, and now it's on the final version. Things are looking good. I'll explain to you how many degrees of angle, camber and all that good stuff, and show you the 3D render of how we got it basically. To be fair, he said let's scan it before. I said don't worry, we'll do the arms and then we'll try it. We needed to
scan the car now. And we will do the angle kit and we make sure that the wheel will fit inside the fender. And yeah,
it fit, but there were some clearance issues. It's my fault. He did say we have to scan it first. I wanted to wing it because it's double wishbone and it's lastsecond.com as usual.
But we will get there.
So yeah, he came to scan it. He fixed the issue. So after doing the scans and checking the clearances that we had, we came up with these numbers. The KPI is going to be 5 degrees, caster is 5 degrees, and camber is going to be -3.5. Ackerman's set to 0 parallel steering, and we'll run these values for the kit at the beginning, and then we can play around and adjust it accordingly. For the assembly of the angle kit, as you see, we are still retaining, we decided to keep the Mclaren brake caliper. So we decided to design the hub accordingly, and we're running the Nissan bearing 5x114.3. So by doing that, we just needed to modify the brake hat and retain the brake caliper and brake disc. So we are still running 19 inches by 8.5 like the factory setting, and with that we're going to be, according to our calculations, it should be around 63 degrees of angle. And if you see on the back, we're still using the stock Mclaren pickup points, but we've added our own Heim joints or rose joints at the end for the adjustability, and hopefully everything clears once it's installed and it works like a charm. So we've done a few designs for the dash. The first one we didn't like, and then we printed the other one that has the curves with our 17 logo on top. And Bob also utilized the factory holes on the dash in the back to make a metal bracket that fits onto the Mclaren. So after doing that, I realized it's a bit too bulky, and Bob's advice was we can actually design it and make it a bit smaller. So we opted to do that. So we did a second design, which is much smaller. We shaved a bit more from the factory dash location for the cluster, the factory cluster, and we decided to push it a bit further inwards with a different style of cover for the dash that we're running, or instrument cluster. We've yet to print it, but hopefully it's going to be fine and fits like a glove. Basically, most of the stuff that Bob designs and brings it to us, it just works like a charm from the first time. But we've yet to print this one since we have a few things we need to finish first. But hopefully by the next episode, when you see things are coming together more, we'll see the final product of the dash. This is a 3D printed piece. We're going to do it in billet. Basically, that's what I was talking to you guys about earlier. So PRND, and then if we're going to the shift, and then when we want to drift,
plus switch to manual.
Yeah. So Bob came in, and honestly came in through with a lot of other stuff. But yeah, he's coming through with this, and wow, he's a bit hot. There's no AC inside, and yeah, we'll keep you in the loop. So we got the 650 front end, the conversion kit basically, and Bob is gonna scan it now so that we mesh the file that we get from Kaiser once he's finished designing the body kit. So that way we have the file in hand when the body kit comes in, and then Bob will do some magic, I hope. And then we're gonna 3D print all the pieces, the bumper and the kit, and then make a mold off of it and make it out of carbon and all the good stuff. This is the first step, let's say. This is the first item. Still have fenders, doors, rear, hood, and it's a long night, and we are already midnight, 11:54. So as the saying goes, when it rains, it pours. Everything came in today. In one day, we got all the fittings came from Vibrant and the exhaust pipes for the Panamera and all the fittings and the fuel lines for the Mclaren. And Bob came in to check sizes because Hassan came through with a fender that looks gorgeous. It's amazing. And I was back and forth with Kaiser because I think we'll just change the design a bit more. We want it to flow with the door. So we're gonna 3D print the whole thing again and then make another mold. And the boys from ZK got the wiring guys here, and they're checking out where to put the ECU and all the wires because of the monocoque and all that beautiful stuff. And what else came in today? The headlights for the Panamera came in today, all blacked out and everything. And what else came? So there's a lot going on. Everything came in at once, and I think we should do a bit more details on every single one alone because there's too many details going on for both cars. So I'll talk about the stuff that came in for the Panamera alone later on. We'll talk about what's going on here because each thing that came in should be, in my opinion, an episode on itself. But I don't want to bore you guys. But the amount of details we're trying to get to is on point. So we'll keep you in the loop. Took off the top, as you can see. Obviously, we need to redo the gasket. I don't think I can find. I've been trying to find the gasket. It's a metal gasket. Couldn't find it, so I think we're just gonna scan one of the faces and do our own because that one is damaged. Now we're marking the valve body because we want to remove the whole valve body with the solenoids. We might as well, while we're at it, check it, see if it's all good. If needs be, we'll replace it. I don't think it's bad or damaged, but we already opened the gearbox. We might as well check it. We opened it up because we needed to check the forks for the selectors. Has plastic on them. We have another one, and if these are damaged, you're pretty much done for. So that's what we're doing, and we're marking the valve body right now to open it on the opening sequence, and then we'll test the solenoids and see if it's all good. Then hopefully happy days. These are marked because these are the ones you're supposed to open. If you open the other ones, you're actually opening the valve body itself, which we don't want to do. We want to take the whole thing out, then test the solenoids, and then we might actually open it to clean it up, and if it's all good, we put it back. But you can buy a ready unit for it. Once you open it up, you can actually replace it with a brand new one. So before I do that, I want to check the solenoids, if it's good or not. Then we can decide if we want to replace the whole valve body system or not. A bit technical, but I mean, it's gonna save us time in the future, I hope, if it's fine. We received Dummy Works adapter for the LS, so you should put it in the car pretty soon and mark up and just see how and where things go. But we need to make sure the gearbox is good before putting it in, so that we don't open it up again. It's gonna be a big mess. So the pistons are minus 18 cc. So on an LS3 head should be around 8.8 to 1 compression ratio. Keeping it nice and low for the pump gas. I don't want to have any issues. Should be good. and the connecting rods are also manly. Upgraded bearings, bought all the ARP main studs and head studs. We're keeping it with a 3.622 crank. We're not oversizing it. Still going to be a 6.2. Should be fine. The block is sleeved, as you see. First time we do it, and the piston is a 4075. So we even have the ARP clamp ring. So should be all done. Everything is good, all in working order. 2 days ago I put my story, the piston ring gaps and everything. All is good. Oil piston ring, compression, everything is good. And we just torqued the crank, the connecting rods on the crank. And heads are gonna go on next, crankcase, and she's good to go in the car.
One day is the job done. Blazing town strike, midnight or broad daylight. Get your shit right, in town, the ill thug tight. Yo, I'm a gear sight, 10 to midnight with the gun lights. Smoke the life without getting the life over base pipe. A new cutter, a 40 gutter. Got hit about 100. Some big gunners and one-on-one tumblers. Your juggler got the gauge bits. 40 cheek sweat the twist. You just resist, cause when the high was missed like apocalypse. From each side, a blind eye, unload the spine. Leaving debris your shells and mix around the corpses. Niggas that held the boss slaughter when I composer. Those up the diesel motor when the fucked over the shoulder. I need a body buried. Niggas is hitmans, but while like sniffins and body missings. Blowing smithereens, moving hard like Vaseline and kerosene. Yeah, I mean, up in the beam. The money's like Vegas, you play games. The streets is slot machines. Making incredible hawk greens and pack whatever needs. A nigga's headache, off the fuck up over he say. Burners are penetrating, coming each way. My devil buck, your devil running off the streetway. We body like 7-day gates.
Let the drummer kick, let the gun spit. You want this? Niggas acting ill up on some fuck shit. We blazing trails. Shells raining here until your blood spills.
You see, the doctor right now is torquing the crank, all the connecting rods on the crank. So it's gonna be nice and low compression, safe for the engine and the gearbox is most important. I don't want to overboost it. Yeah. So I hope it's gonna be easy, 650 with under 1 bar of boost. Should be fine. Safe for the gearbox, for the engine. Do some nice skids, and if we see that we can upgrade the box, because I think Datsun do a clutch pack, and we can just ramp up the boost. Definitely the engine can take it up to 900 wheel on the crank, should be fine. Everything else is upgraded anyway. All bearings, the ARP bottom studs, head studs, has everything. It's just the crank that I'm not going big with because we don't need the power.
We wise guys, niggas that lead the street lies with the 4-5s to hide with the cause of red eyes. Squeeze the trigger gently until your whole clip's empty. You come and get me.
So, since we're running dual rads, we are thinking of, so there's 2 brackets here and here. This is for the shroud that was on the Mclaren, the cover. Obviously, since we're running LS, that's not gonna work. We're gonna have to do our own. We can actually utilize the bolts to run our own coolant expansion tank. Hopefully, we're gonna have this soon on the website. And just because it's 2 rads, what we're thinking is actually putting one here and putting one there and separating. It's obviously gonna go to the engine. That way we can bleed each side alone, and not only that, we can actually fill the radiator, because this is gonna have a pressurized cap. We can fill that radiator from up here, and this one from this side, and obviously from the head and the block, we're gonna have fittings running to the rad and the bottom here. It has an internal sewer pot, so it's gonna have a sight on the side. So, should be fine. I mean, we were just looking at different angles where to use the bracket, but since these already have bolts, we can make our own, we can plasma cut or water jet a piece that holds it straight up here somewhere. And I'm hoping to use the ducting to go to the turbo, the filter. But this is all, let's just say, eyeballing it right now. This is how things are looking so far. It's not bad. We're feeling optimistic. Let's just say optimistic.